You have a function on the embroidery screen called cutting the connecting stitches, and it's always on when you go into and get ready to embroider. It's this little box with the scissors and the two dots, and it's yellow. That means it's activated. But why would I want to turn that off? So right now, as it stitches these words, in between every letter, it's going to trim the thread on the back side and then jump and then start again, which is nice because at the end, there's nothing to trim on the top side. But on the back side, let me show you what it can look like. So for example, if you look right here on the back of my fabric, the threads are pulled to the back, and there's a thread, there's the color, and then also my bobbin thread is here too. You can kind of see it. And they're about 3/4 of an inch, almost, well, just over 1/2 an inch for sure. And that tail is fine, but when you get lots of starts and stops, like where you would have lots of letters, like this, those tails can kind of stitch into each other, and they can start to look a little messy. And that is not good when you have a project like, say, for a tea towel. On the back of that, that's going to be a lot of starts and stops, and those thread tails are going to really not look good. So I like to actually just turn it off. You can turn it off just as easy as touching it anytime during the embroidery process. You could remove it, and then it's going to go ahead and stitch a letter and then jump and stitch the next letter and jump. Yes, you'll need to trim it on the top, but when you flip it over, the bobbin thread will be nice and neat. It will just be dragged from one letter to the next or one section to the next, and it will be pretty on the back side. So keep that in mind. There's a time to have your threads cut, and there's times where you don't want it to cut. And I love the fact that Bernina has put this right on the embroidery screen, and I can get to it at an instant at any time I want the back to look just as pretty as the front.